Hello and welcome to Chapter 16, Varieties of Sexual Expression. What is typical sexual expression? Your book tells us they are sexual behaviors that increase or decrease in population, such as the changing historical perspectives of masturbation and oral sex. In earlier times, masturbation was seen as debilitating. Hair would grow on the palm of your hands, or you would get epilepsy, or you would go blind. Today, masturbation is seen as acceptable for both males and females in many cultures. When I was first married, oral sex was seen as a more intimate act than vaginal intercourse. Today, many young people will engage in oral sex before vaginal intercourse as they see it as a way of pleasing each other or one person being pleased without the risk of pregnancy. However, you need to be aware that if you're participating in sex play and seminal fluid gets on one's hands and those hands get close to the vaginal opening, a pregnancy could occur because air does not kill sperm. You will learn in this chapter that social judgments and popular culture, not science, primarily determine which sexual behaviors are considered normal by society. The chapter also spends quite a bit of time talking about paraphilias. Those are sexual behaviors that involve a craving for an erotic object that is unusual or different. In order for a paraphilia to be considered a paraphilic disorder, the DSM-5, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, states that the behavior must make a person feel personal distress for at least 6 months about his or her sexual interest, or to have sexual desire or behavior that involves distress, injury, or death of another person, or a desire for sexual behavior that involves unwilling people or those who are not able to consent. As one might expect, this behavior causes significant distress and interferes with a person's ability to work, interact with friends, and other important areas. People with paraphilias come from every socioeconomic bracket, every ethnic and racial group, and from every sexual orientation, although the majority are men. Research has found that those with some of the most serious paraphilias have experienced significant family problems during childhood that contribute to poor social skills and distorted views of sexual intimacy. Some have suggested that the defining characteristic of paraphilia is that it replaces a whole with a part. In other words, that it allows people to distance themselves from complex human sexual contact and replace it with the undemanding sexuality of an inanimate object, a scene, or a single action. Research on paraphilias has been drawn mostly from clinical and incarcerated samples. The number of people who live comfortably with uncommon sexual habits is hard to determine because many might not feel comfortable disclosing their sexual practices. Many people live comfortably with paraphilias, leading to a controversy where some theorists suggest that the term describes society's value judgments about sexuality and not a psychiatric or clinical category. I feel this PowerPoint and the chapter both do an excellent job explaining all the different terms and types of sexual expression. Some of you will be more comfortable with them than others. The important thing is that you are aware of them. You may have heard many of the terms that you're going to learn about in the past and weren't sure what they were. Now you will know what they are. Enjoy the chapter.